Welcome to A Few Minutes with the CEO. My name is Al O'Grady, and for the next few minutes, we'll be talking to the President and CEO of Arianne Resources, Mr. Bernard Lapointe. Arianne Resources is an active mineral exploration company with interests in Canada and Mexico. It has a number of gold, base metals, and industrial mineral projects, but it also has a world-class phosphorus and titanium deposit in Lac-Apol, Quebec. We'll be talking more about that in just a second. Arianne Resources trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol DAN, as in David, Alpha, Nancy. Mr. Lapointe, thanks for joining us.
This is a pleasure for me.
Okay. Bernard, as I said in my introduction, the Lac-Apol project, very intriguing, and we'll certainly get into more detail on that in just a second. But before we do, give us a big picture. Tell us more about Arianne in general.
Okay, Arianne is a 13-years-old company, and the first 5 years, we still a private company. And we was more involved in some industrial mineral and also granite and things like that. And in 2003, we entered the TSX Venture following RTO on Bruno Mineral. So we still at that time involved mostly in industrial mineral. I mean marble, quartz, filler, and titanium also. And in 2005 to 2008, something like that, we switched in gold and copper and silver exploration, and we had and we still have some good gold property in James Bay, Abitibi, and also in Mexico. But in 2008, we moved back in industrial mineral, but in one industrial mineral, and I named phosphate because the price of the phosphate was so high, and we make some financing, and we drill, and we restart the Lac-Apol phosphate deposit. So now, of course, the phosphate Lac-Apol deposit is our biggest project.
Okay, let's talk more about the Lac-Apol. Actually, you talked about a lot of different things, phosphate, the prices of that, and also Lac-Apol, and we'll talk about all of those things. So talk about Lac-Apol specifically. Why are you so bullish on this project?
Okay, so we discovered this project in 1998, so it's an old project, but at that time the price of the phosphate concentrate was roughly between $50 and $70 a ton, so it was just not economic. And by the end of 2007 and early in 2008, the price increased very, very sharply to $450 a ton of concentrate of phosphate. And after that, the crisis happened, of course, and the price fell down, but around $100 a ton. So it was not so bad.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, Bernard, let me just stop you there for a second. You were saying that when it was kind of depressed, it was down to $50 to $70 a ton, shot up almost 9 times to $450. Now,
yes.
It's, as you say, back down to 100. So where do you see phosphate prices going in the near future?
Oh, in the near future, for right now, the price is around $170. So it's good increasing since $100. So for the future, believe me, the price will not down anymore because of all the demand about the phosphate, because I must tell you the phosphate is one of the key ingredients of the fertilizer.
Yeah, exactly.
So the fertilizer, it's not me who tell you that the world will need a lot of fertilizer in the future, and they still need right now. So I have not too much work to convince anybody that the fertilizer market is a very big market. My job is to convince the fertilizer builder to buy my product, and this is what we are doing now.
Okay, and of course, a great market for phosphates. Obviously, blue skies with phosphate prices, etc.
Oh, yes.
Again, let's get back to the Lac-Apol project. What's going on right now, and really, what are you going to be doing in the future at Lac-Apol?
Okay, in the future, right now we are starting maybe a drilling campaign. So in 3 weeks, another drilling campaign will start in the Lac-Apôle, because in the Lac-Apôle project there is 3 deposits. So there are 2 very big deposits, and in these 2 deposits we are doing delimitation drilling. I mean, we pass the inferred reserve to indicated reserve, because we are going in a pre-feasibility study, so we need to have more indicated resources. So this is the aim of the next drilling campaign. It's no more exploration, but it's a delimitation drilling. In the meantime, we are doing bulk sample. The aim of this bulk sample, of course, is to have more detail about the concentration, but mostly is to have 1 ton of concentrate, because we need this concentrate to ship some sample to our potential customer. And I can tell you 3 of these customers are still waiting to have these sample. Because in the industrial mineral, they need to touch the sample and process the sample to be sure that our product is good.
Okay, you mentioned a number of things that are going to be happening, the things that you have to do. Of course, all of this costs money. So what's your current financial position right now?
Okay, right now the position is very good. We have roughly $3 million in cash. We have 50 million share outstanding, and this is following the last financing we made with Windermere Capital just before Christmas. So following this financing, roughly $2 million, the price of our stock increased a lot, and I think all this financing and the thing we're doing shake the market, awake some investor, and now the people are more aware about us. And the result of that, many old shareholders take their warrant and want to change this warrant in new shares. So we have a lot of money who go into the company.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's very nice.
Exactly. You were talking about the share price, and just to kind of put things in perspective, the date of today's recording, Thursday, January 13th. At the close yesterday, you're at 42 cents. But, you know, back in October, November, you were kind of in the mud at 15 cents. What really has happened, say, over the last 2 months to see, you know, your share price increase 3 times over?
You know, it's very strange because we tell the same story since more than 1 year, but it's very difficult for a small company like us to tell to the world we have a world-class deposit, we have a nice project, because I must tell you our project is in igneous phosphate, so the quality is better than most of the phosphate we have in the world right now. So I am a small company, and I tell the world I have a world-class company, but it's difficult for many people to just believe me, because my price stock is 15 cents, and I am unknown. But now after this financing, because I think it's just a supposition, because a fund like Windermere believe about us, they put money and tell us, okay, guys, go through the pre-feasibility study. Now I think many small shareholders, maybe this guy is probably good, and the project.
Yeah.
The project is good. So now I think it's just a chain reaction. I don't know if I can tell that.
You know, Bernard, I have literally talked to about 200-300 different presidents and CEOs over the last few years. One of my favorite questions that I ask them all is, what sets them apart? And one thing that automatically sets you apart is that there are so many junior resource companies out there that they're involved in gold and copper. Of course, gold certainly getting a lot of headlines. You're one of the few guys I know of that are involved with phosphate. Having said that, of course, with a different mineral interest, what also sets you apart from the crowd?
You know, industrial mineral is a very tough business, because it's viewed like not a sexy business. It's not like gold, silver, and people say, oh, it's a long-run story. So most of the investors for the junior want to have a big cut in gold or silver. But for us, I think now this is the story beyond our project is good. You know, you surely know Potash Corp. So since last summer, we see Chinese or Australian people who want to buy a company who sell potash for $40 billion. So I think many people now believe, okay, fertilizer, potash and phosphate are the future, or is not anymore just a commodity, is something important for the people. So I think this kind of talk reach some people.
Yeah, you know, Bernard, potash may not sound, phosphates may not sound sexy, but if your stock price increases 3 times over, that'll get you to the dance. Let me tell you. We're quickly running out of time, Bernard. That's it as far as the formal questions are concerned. Any final thoughts? Anything else that you'd like to mention at this time?
You know, I believe the future is for that, because I don't want to have some other food crisis. But you see in the news when you watch TV, the price of the food always increase, and so I think the future is for us. So maybe we are not sexy like gold, but we are important for the people.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. On that, Bernard, I want to thank you very much for your time and sharing your thoughts with us about Arianne Resources.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And Arianne Resources trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol DAN, as in David Alpha Nancy. And you've been listening to A Few Minutes with the CEO, produced by RBL Communications. I'm Al O'Grady. Thanks for joining us.